we are going to be back testing with the team. So the exact trades that made me $5.5 thousand and the exact trades that let me withdraw 5,500 are going to be all the trades plus the paper trades that we had last week. We're going to go over all of it.
So at 10 in the morning, you had the 1 hour gap get filled. It's another example of a lot of the other confirmations kind of happened before the trade. The confirmation of having the false break of the London low and trading into the fib that we drew from previous day's low to the current high.
Trading as a whole. I be back testing like crazy. I go, my girl comes in. She said, "Hey, you stealing that computer?" I said, "I'm gonna figure this out."
Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to another video. Right now, it is a new day. It is Saturday morning. We are going to be back testing with the team. So the exact trades that made me $5.5 thousand and the exact trades that let me withdraw 5,500 are going to be all the trades plus the paper trades that we had last week. We're going to go over all of it. It was a great week. We're going to have a lot of great trades. So if you want to get access to all this, it's probably going to be maybe a 45 minutes to an hour session. Make sure you stay to the end. Make sure you join the team. Make sure you take advantage. So enjoy the free game. We're about to have a good day. I got a couple things I got to do today. It's just a normal Saturday. Got one-on-one calls. I got about 6 of them today. I think one of the person rescheduled till tomorrow, so it might be 5. So I got one-on-one calls, group call, got to go to the gym. And honestly, that's really it. Besides getting some of the trading stuff done now, that's going to be my day. But with that being said, without all the yapping, let's get straight into it. And I hope you enjoyed the free game on the chart that made me $5,000.
That's tough. That's tough.
Bro.
That's tough. Hopefully y'all were here. I was talking all this shit face cam. That shit wasn't even recording. Tough.
That boy
Tough.
probably looked in the camera like this.
Yeah, bro. I looked over here. I'm like, this shit is not. I'm not seeing no recording. I mean, we got to Thursday. Damn. All right, time to make Thursday and Friday more educational then. Fuck. I don't feel like going over the other ones. Those were good ones for the people that were here. Smooth trades. I would say they're not that bad considering I caught trades on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. I mean, y'all go watch a YouTube video. There y'all go. there y'all go. But in terms of Thursday, this was pretty simple. By the time I came to the chart, shit was just choppy as fuck. Like, it was choppy as fuck. Like, it wasn't doing nothing. Like, absolutely nothing. But you know what the one good thing about it doing nothing is? You can kind of get a better idea on what it's going to do. Because keeping it simple, trend-wise, from the previous day after making the low of the week Tuesday, we were bullish. Wasn't clearly bullish, but it was bullish. We had a target above, which was what? The previous high never got targeted yet. So we still had this previous high as an area for a price to still have to reach for. And since price still had to reach for this area up here, this was a very easy area. I'm like, I bet we're bullish. I want to see price get up here. How do I want to see price get up here? That's when it comes to our setup. False breaks for value gap fills. The first thing that I noticed is at 9 in the morning, we had this false break of all these lows. This wouldn't have been my trade. But what this would have let me do is it would have allowed me to trust the fact that we're going to go bullish. You might have been able to get along somewhere in here at 9 o'clock, but in my opinion, the better safe trade on a day like this would have been letting 9 o'clock do its thing. Letting 9 o'clock push this high. Letting 9 o'clock run and prove that we are actually bullish for then what to happen. For then us to create this 1 hour gap behind. And then this 1 hour gap is what we would have been able to use for our push higher. Because this would have been 1 hour gap fill, bullish trend. And if we even take it a step further, since we had this little move right here, I'm going to try to pull it from that 9 o'clock candle. So I'm going to pull a fib from that 9 o'clock candle, and you retrace into it. I don't usually pull fibs from a 9 o'clock candle, but if you would have wanted to add this to the list of confirmations because there really wasn't much besides this, if you maybe want to pull a fib from the previous day's low to this high also before you got this retracement, you may have got something to trust why 9 o'clock had the reaction that it did. Maybe you get the 38.20% level. A lot of red lines. I'm about to take some of these off. Let me get rid of this one. Let me get rid of this fib. I pulled a fib from the previous day's low to the current high, and then you can see that 38.20% was right in there. But this is all stuff that would have been happening that I wouldn't have had to take advantage of. I just would have been letting it do its thing. I would have had to let it, had that false break, let it retrace into this, and let it push. Just for it to then have its retracement at 10 o'clock into the gap, which would have solidified the trade. And if you would have tried to get the safest entry on a day like this, let's see if 50 points would have tried to fry you. Safest entry getting in as soon as the price tapped into that gap. 50 points would have there. This is 3 days in a row, damn near that shit. 50 points was. This one would have spared you though. Fortunately enough, I would have rather ran this, but it was kind of an odd spot. that it went to. But that's why best case would have been letting it do its thing and not even doing nothing within this, because you could have been thinking, is it gonna run this low? Is this my entry? Is it gonna run this low and tap into this gap? It could have did one of those two things. Especially it was only it's probably like 10 points away. 13 points away. It was very possible, but it's like you never really know unless you just. That's why best case would have been just let it do its thing, let it prove that it was bullish because it just would have came right back down anyway, and you would have at least had the confidence. Like I bet if this fully drops from here, it is what it is. I'm taking my chances. I already like the longs. I wanted the previous high, and now you can kind of take it off of this. And the actual confirmations. So at 10 in the morning, you had the 1 hour gap get filled along with if there any big figure levels. We have 45 250. I'm not going to annotate that, but we also this is another example of a lot of the other confirmations kind of happened before the trade. The confirmation of having the false break of the London low and trading it to the fib that we drew from previous day's low to the current high. That was a confirmation. So I'll even add that in there, even though it wasn't for the trade, it was for the trade because without that, it wouldn't have had the same level of confidence. But we had the fib long, 10 in the morning, 1 hour gap get filled, following the overall bullish trend, and it was out of there. And this was a trade where it went up, up, and away. Like it went to a possible 1 to 7, and all you would have really needed is a 1 to 2, 1 to 3, and you would have got it. It's a smooth little trade. Like there's nothing complicated behind it. This is a trade that I literally just showed up for the morning and it was just smooth. I just showed up. I didn't really see much besides this one trade. In this one trade, I waited for its reaction. I got the reaction, and then next thing you know, it was out of there. Some days are going to be smooth. Some days are a little bit more complicated, but it's just about understanding the system and process that's going to be able to give you everything you need to replicate this long term. And that's going to be the most important thing. Now we're going to move on to the last day, which is Friday. Might go back over some of the trades over here just for the recording, just so people have it. But we're gonna go over Friday real quick. Friday, in my opinion, was probably the worst day out of the week, just because it kind of went back into the range. It didn't really follow the trend, and we almost had a day where we ran both the previous high and the previous low due to all the volume that we had at 10 in the morning. Shit just died. Like 10 o'clock, just it fully died. But let's see what you could have hypothetically caught. This was also NFP, so keep that in mind. This is an NFP day. What the fuck, man? Um, I would say the ideal trade probably would have been the false break of this high up here, but at the same time, this would have been a trade where it would have been a little bit, it would have been a tricky trade because based off of how wide this wick looks, it looks like it did a whole lot of shit. If we look over here, it ran Sunday's high. Not even matter of fact, it ran Sunday's high, but this is still higher. Did it run this high over here? This might have been last week's high. Is this Thursday? So this was technically last week's high. So we technically ran last week's high. So the previous day's high technically I ran right here on Friday. So the end of the week ran the end of last week's high and eventually came back into it. This would have been the better false break move because of the range. If you would have tried to catch a trade down here, that's 67 points. You guys already know what's going to happen. If I would have tried to get a short with this false break right here, safest bet with the 50-point stop wouldn't have been spared. It would have stopped me out and exactly where the previous week's high was. But at least in that case, it would have allowed me to kind of see what was happening. And then if it came right back down and then closed here, I might have been able to enter again. But in terms of the reason for this trade, if we look at the times this is happening at 9 in the morning. Timing is always going to be key. Even though it may not look like the cleanest trade, pay attention to the trades that are happening at your time to trade because these are going to be things you need to understand. So at 9 in the morning, we had a false break of the London high. After we ran the London high, you can see that we just started rejecting, and then we also additionally went and ran the previous week's high, not a previous day's high. We went and ran the previous week's high, which is a higher confirmation. It's just more likely to have a reaction. I mean, you can see the reaction that it did. The fact that it had this big ass reaction is probably because it ran the weekly high, just because that volume at the right time, it came in. So at 9 in the morning, we had a false break of the London high, and we ran the previous week's high. And then we also tapped into 45 700 big figure level. So in terms of the entry, that would have been the real entry reason. So 45 700 was also right there exactly where the entry was. So you have a big figure level along with our false break, along with it wasn't following the trend, unfortunately, due to a trade like this. Following the trend wouldn't have been ideal. And if you would have got in as soon as it tapped into it at 9 o'clock, you probably would have got stopped out with that wick. But if you would have waited for a very similar situation to what I did on what was it? on Tuesday where didn't get in as soon as it filled the gap. I waited to see what it was going to do, and then it filled the gap. That would have been the best situation to wait for it to run this high up here, similar enough to be able to get a better risk reward. But coulda, shoulda, woulda. This one would have probably been the best bet after a retrace. And then from here, you can see the reaction that I had. It dropped to a possible 1 to 10 within an hour. That's a 1 to 10 within an hour. And if you would have wanted your 1 to 2, you probably would have got that within 10, 15 minutes. It would have been a smooth trade, but that's why these false break moves, they give you a crazy risk reward. They give you some of the better trade reactions, but at the end of the day, it's going to be harder to catch because you might have got stopped out 1 or 2 times before you caught this trade. You know what I mean? So it's just a matter of high risk, high reward. With these riskier types of trades, you're going to get a better risk reward. You're going to be able to get a lot more points caught if you're able to successfully catch the move, but it's not always going to be like that. But this was Friday. It was a smooth day. It was not the cleanest day out of the week, but it's still a day that those price actions that could have been taken advantage of. Let's go back into Monday through Wednesday real quick so I can kind of, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go speed run it, but I'm going to go back in time crazy. Hold on. This is going to, we're about to go all the way back in time. But now if you got questions, you can ask them now while you bear with me going to get all these old markups.
Question number one. You mentioned price tapping and price filling. Is it better to get tapped or filled? And like,
I would say filled is going to be a safer case because now it's like there has nothing else to go still get. Versus if it taps it, it could tap it, have a reaction, go back and fill it. There's more possibilities of what it's going to do. Just think of it as, would you think of it as being filled as fully coating the wall with paint? If it's fully coated, you don't got to go back there. If it's not fully coated, you're probably going to have to go back. You don't know when, but you're going to have to go back at some point. But when you fully fill the gaps in, though, it hit different. All right, I think I am back to Wednesday. Okay, so for the people in the recording, this was the ideal trade of Wednesday. This was the paper trade that I called for the team. But right here, the Asian range got ran at 7 in the morning. These are the confirmations that happened prior to my trade entry that led me to want to see price keep moving lower. For example, Asian range got ran at 7 in the morning. I don't trade at 7 in the morning. But at 7 in the morning, we ran the Asian session high. We ran the Asian session high along with trading into the fib short that I drew from the London session high. Well, in this point, it will be the previous day's high to the previous day's low. So now we have the false break at a previous, not at a previous low. We have a false break. I drew a fib from the previous high and low, so we're trading into the fib. False break at 45,300 big figure level. This isn't something that I would have been taking a trade off of, but this reaction is what led price to create this 1 hour gap right here at 6 in the morning. That is what then led price to trade into it at 8 in the morning and showing that it was going to go lower. And that is what then led 8 in the morning to drop to create the imbalance that got left behind. So even though this Asian range high getting ran at 7 in the morning, 45,300 in the fib short wasn't my entry to get in, that trade idea, those confirmations are what led me to want to be bearish. Those confirmations plus the previous day also being bearish is what led me to be able to take this trade at the 1 hour gap. And with this 1 hour gap with a 50-point stop loss, you would have been able to catch a very easy 1 to 2.
All right. I'm a little sick. Like the first 15-20 minutes I didn't record on the recording, so I'm gonna give you guys probably like 10 minutes, maybe 5 minutes. They got the game. But for the recording, the recording was like half. So unfortunately, you're not gonna get everything. Even if I wanted to give you everything, you can't get it because the first half wasn't recorded. But if you just want to check out the live trades, I sent the live trades to my team also. If you don't follow my second channel, go follow my second channel. If you're not in the free private inner circle, check that out because I'll be posting my live trades. So these are the live trades from Labor Day. This is the live trade from Tuesday. So the trades we literally went over with the team and everything, like all of that, I sent them 2 trades to be able to actually watch. So I explained to them exactly why the trades did everything, all of that, why they had the reactions, why we had the trades that they did, the reactions, all of the above. I went over all of it and then I sent the live trades also. So proof of concept, proof of the withdrawals, proof of all of the above. But now I'm about to get my day started. And yeah, I'm gonna go feed these dogs, get these dogs all set up, get these dogs all situated, and then I'm probably gonna take myself to the gym. So yeah, no days off, stay busy, stay working. How you do one thing is how you do everything. And if you don't lock in your life, you're never gonna see change. Until you lock in, don't expect anything to change. If you're not changing, for choosing the life you have. In the car and everything, just had to go do some stuff, and I'm still kind of doing some stuff. Like, my parents and my brother, they live in Philadelphia, right? And today's my dad's birthday, so I'm trying to talk to my brother, like trying to plan for my brother to get him some stuff, so I send my brother some money, and I'm just trying to figure all that out. But my brother's at work right now, so we can't do it all now, so I'm probably gonna have to wait for him to call me when he gets done work. So that's the plan with that. And I was also on the phone with my aunt because my cousin's birthday is coming up and she's trying to plan something, a little get together. And then I was on talking to Envo because Envo's trying to trying to plan a trip to either New York or Amsterdam at the end of this month. So yeah, a lot of things going on in my head. I got done with the call, and right now I'm about to be on my way to the crib and we're about to head to the gym. So yeah, we've been working. It's a busy Saturday and the day has just begun. It is just begun. Trust me. I'm gonna probably see you guys in a little bit when I get back to the crib. I'm gonna go upstairs, get everything what I need for the gym when it comes to the camera, tripod, battery, all of that stuff, and then we're gonna get a good workout. No days off. How you do one thing is how you do everything. And even though it's a Saturday and most people want to enjoy their day, we got shit to do. We got dreams to chase. All right, just got done. I was on live with Instagram, just, giving value. I'm gonna get back to working out a little bit. The only thing with these workouts at home is I gotta really fully burn myself out, because when you do it with lighter weight, for it to really get that same effect, you just gotta go crazy, rep the fuck out. Like, if you guys wanna do at home workout, just do it till you fail. Like, full shrugs till failure, push-ups till failure, curls till failure, pull-ups till failure, burpees till failure. Do them all till failure, and even though you're not doing as heavy weight, I can promise you, you're gonna feel that shit. You're gonna get a good pump. You just gotta put more time into it compared to when you have less weight you can lift, less reps and everything, and feel that same pressure. But right now, the pain that I'm feeling after being on shrug 25, 26 is what I would have felt on shrug 5, 6 with double times the weight. Ugh. And yeah, and now we just do that for our other workouts, our legs. Yeah, we just keep it going. It's a great day right now. It's a beautiful day. We got a beautiful sun. But now we just continue this workout and doing what we got to do. Yeah, you guys are in this weird angle, but I was just recording something for more of my students, so you don't really got to worry about that. But yeah, I'm in this weird angle, and you're connected to my laptop that's over there. Yeah, I hope you're enjoying the video so far. I've been working my ass off today. Outside of stuff that you have seen, I'm recording videos, getting stuff done on the back end when it comes to my students, when it comes to my team, when it comes to all of that stuff. So I'm busy, I'm working, took a shower and everything, but yeah. How y'all doing? Y'all know what time it is. I just got some of the stuff I needed to get done, but now it's time for us to hop on these one-on-ones. So we're about to hop on a call with my boy, Kashan. Shout out to my boy. But we about to go crazy. Where's my tripod?
Hey, what's up, bro?
What's going on, Birdie? How you doing?
Trading as a whole. I be back testing like crazy, but
Oh, back
every day
testing?
my girl comes in. She said, "Hey, you stealing that computer?" I said, "I'm gonna figure this out."
Nah, it takes time, but the main thing with price action go live. Even just this week in general, like you said, you had this was probably one of your best weeks ever, right? I had a decent week. Price action wise, for it being NFP week and a holiday week, it wasn't bad. Take advantage of it, because if you would have taken yourself out the game from the bad L weeks, from the shitty weeks, from the consolidated weeks, we wouldn't be here to capitalize on it. You know what I mean? But what were you trading? Were you trading on the funded account, or were you on the challenge?
Still on the I'm on the challenge.
Challenge? Bet.
Between the challenge and the demo, I'm just been doing. But what I really want your sisters, I don't know if you'll be able to help me today, is basically put together a basic trading plan. I feel like that's I'm watching the video on the course, putting one together, but it's I feel like that's my last piece from slacking. I see my discipline, everything's good. It's like I have a mental one, but I just need help putting one together.
Like I'll
So
say,
that I
the main thing, you might just be overcomplicating it. Like I'll show you one of my little trading things that I have, because a lot of the time you may think the trading system's more complicated than it is, but in reality it's just simplicity. What would your trading system consist of? The types of trades that you're taking, the times you're trading, the risk to reward, essentially like your average when you're gonna break even, like basically all those rules. Like right here, I'll show you an example of mine right here. Here, my computer over here turning off and on and shit. Like, why does my computer keep turning? You hear it in the background? It just keeps turning off and on.
Yeah, I do.
It just keeps turning off and on, just bugging me. But this would be an example. Like, this is one of the things I had from.
I think I'm definitely when I get next time I get funded, I'm definitely holding that funded account and buying more and more.
Nah, that's the whole plan. Like everything you went through with old accounts, with even what you're going
Last
through
time I
now.
got funded, I got too excited and just wanted to trade, but that was before I was at this level. Now I feel like I'm at a more mature, got more growth, more behind me. So next time I get funded would definitely be long term.
Nah, that would be good. Everything you went through now is to make you prepared to go into it to make sure you don't lose it. And if you go into it and lose it again, that same thing that happens is going to be the same thing that keeps on making you aware of what you need to fix, of the things that you need to improve on. And that's just, it sucks in the moment, but after it all happens, you appreciate it for what it is. Because if you wouldn't have lost that old account when you did, you might have lost that at a later date. But it's just a matter of it's happening for a reason. And until you cut it right at the root, it's going to keep on happening.
Yeah, facts.
But nah, you're gonna be good now. It's just a matter of continue doing the same thing that you're doing. And if you could have a great week once, there's no reason you can't have a great week again. Especially if you have a trading plan and you're just following a system and following rules. As long as you're doing it that way, it's just a matter of
write
time.
that down and have that in front of me. I'm actually gonna go buy a whiteboard and just put it up in my office somewhere as well.
Yeah, that works too. I think I got my whiteboard is right there. I'm not sure why the microphone was tweaking, but we just got off one of the calls with my boy Kashan. He said this was one of his more profitable weeks, so shout out to him. We're moving forward. It was a great week for me, great week for him. We're about to hop on the next call with my boy Jalen. And yeah, let's get into the more game. Hope you're enjoying it. Had a little bit of technical difficulties, but I think we are good now. I'm just gonna make sure everything is charging. And so when it comes to FOMO, the main thing with FOMO's gonna get better. Like you won't have the fear of missing out from the more time you're into trading, because as like you said, it's your only first funded account. It's the first one ever. You haven't been in the game long enough to be able to see months on months and months and months of the same shit happening over and over and over. Now, in comparison to me, where I have multiple students and I'm here telling you guys the same shit I tell everyone else, and I'm just watching the same shit over and over and over and over and over, the same shit. Like for me, is a lot different. It's a lot different because I had the experience. I've been through enough trades. I've been through enough market cycles, enough summer conditions, enough springs to know myself a lot more, to have more experience, to have more confidence that another trade is going to happen. I'm not going to be as likely to try to trade FOMC, CPI, NFP to catch a crazy move, because I know it's just going to keep on happening next month, next week. It just keeps on happening. If I miss this CPI, I bet there'll be another 11 throughout the year. There'll be another 6 until 2026. You get what I'm saying? Like, but that only comes from being in the game long term. That only comes from having your experience. You get what I'm saying? But that just simply comes from time, and that's something you can't force. It's just, it comes over time. The best way to be able to fast forward that would be back testing. Back testing, you're able to get a lot more experience, get a lot more data in a way smaller amount of time, so you can see it happening. But that's going to lead you to just understand, if you have a fear of missing out on a move, it's going to happen again. There's going to be another move. It's not the biggest move in the world, and there's going to be another trade, but that just comes from experiencing it, right?
Right.
It's like, imagine if you went in the water and you saw a big wave, and then after you missed it, you just got out. Like you was like, nah. I mean, there's usually gonna be another one. It's just a matter of when. You don't know when it's gonna come. But if you get out, you're never gonna find out. You get out the water, you look back like, damn, I missed it again. Should have just stayed in the water. If you wouldn't have just stayed there, continue doing what you're doing, just being patient, it would have eventually came. It's the same thing when it comes to your risk management. Like you said, you're risking Now, you say you're taking too many trades, and the discipline is going to be the main reason you can't stick to 1 or 2 trades, because you don't have the discipline to actually do it. You don't have the discipline to actually listen to yourself, right? But now think of the same thing. You could have been in that water. It's up to you whether you're going to get out or not. You could stay there, you could wait, or you can just get the fuck out. But when you get out, guess what? All you're going to be able to do is blame yourself, because guess what? You turn around and you're going to see a wave. You might see 3, 4. Like, damn, all I had to do was just wait. But that's the discipline. You were being impatient. You didn't want to wait no more. When in reality, we knew another one was going to happen again. It was just a matter of when. We don't know when. I might miss my trade. There might be another trade in 5, 10 minutes, maybe an hour. There might not. But if I'm not there to find out, it won't matter. But that just comes down to discipline. Now, how do you build the discipline? You build the discipline by doing things you don't want to do regardless how you feel. And that's not in just your trading, but in everything. Just doing things you don't want to do regardless how you feel. Eating healthy. For example, me doing one-on-one calls when I'm tired, me doing group calls when I'm tired in the morning, me doing it when I'm exhausted, whatever it may be, posting YouTube videos even though I don't want to, like doing a whole bunch of things, going on live on Instagram, talking when I don't want to talk, when I've been talking all day, like just doing little things like that is going to force you to have the discipline, is going to build the trait within you of being disciplined, because you're doing things you don't want to do regardless how you feel. And some days I'm fine doing those things. Some days I want to do it. But it's not always going to be like that, right? Going to work some days is cool. Some days at work, you just like, fuck all this. I don't even want to be here. Same thing with school. Some days you go to school, you're just like, yeah, it's smooth. I can't complain. Then other days you're like, yeah, this is going slow. I don't even want to be here. This is horrible. You're rethinking life. It's the same exact thing, but guess what? The main thing that's going to stay the same is you're going to keep having to show up no matter what to withstand all those periods, to withstand all of it. But if you don't have the discipline, you drop out of school, it's just not going to matter. But the discipline just comes from doing other things that are going to build the discipline. How you do one thing is how you do everything. Trading is a very small portion of our day. Very small portion. So we just got to be able to understand what we're going to do outside of those hours.
In the sense, like, sometimes, like, when I win a trade, I feel like I'll be satisfied with that and I won't trade anymore. But I feel like when I lose, I always try to kind of revenge trade and kind of avenge my loss and try to make the money back instead of just being satisfied with the loss and taking it for that day. That's how it is, and then going on to the next day.
I would say that also has to do with discipline, because however you feel about it, it necessarily doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Win money, lose money, greed, or whether you're feeling unconfident, it's just a matter of, it's a feeling. But it's a feeling that doesn't have to dictate your actions. It's a feeling that doesn't have to determine whether you're going to do something or you are going to do something. It's just something that you have to learn how to just be aware of how you feel, and understand what that likely means. Like if you feel a certain way, hey, maybe I am risking too much, maybe I'm unconfident, maybe the conditions, maybe I don't trust this trade that much, but your emotions are just kind of like your body warning you. It's like a warning sign. A warning of what? That's the question now. Now, if you are risking too much or over leveraging, you're trading a session you shouldn't, you're trading a pair you shouldn't, subconsciously you can't lie to yourself. I always say you can lie to other people, you can't lie to yourself. You may not be aware of that's why you feel like that right now, but that's usually why. That's what the emotions come from. All right, shout out to my boy Jalen. Just gave him a whole lot of game. And now I'm about to go over there. So time, it is about to be 5 o'clock. I've been working majority of my day. I just got this uploaded, and yeah, we just gotta keep it pushing. Some days are fun, some days are busy, some days are slow, but regardless, we active. And now I'm about to, I uploaded the video from this morning with the team to the WAP so they could watch it, and now I'm about to send that to them. Yeah, back testing session up now. Right now, sitting in my car, getting some content edited, just kind of, working. Sometimes I like to just go to my car. I don't know if you guys like that too, just there's something about being in my car, something about the peace in my car that I just love. And I just can't get that peace anywhere else. Sometimes at my crib, but this is something about being in the car, the quiet, just closing the door and just being in the confidence of yourself. I don't even know if that's the right way to say that. But yeah, with that being said though, this is gonna be the end of the video. I'm gonna get this all edited up, and then I'm gonna go get some food. I'm gonna come home, take my ass to sleep, wake up, start it all over again. But I love you guys. If you wanna work with me one-on-one to get access to the one-on-one calls, the group session, all of the above to make your first 5 figures when it comes to the trading, first link in the description. And I'll see you guys in tomorrow's daily video.